Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I have Arun with me, and believe it or not, Arun is actually a big cricket fan, much bigger than me. I don't know as big as Anand, but he's very big. So he always talks about the game and asks me a million questions about it. I'm not a big fan. I mean, I like the game, I watch the game, enjoy the game, and I enjoy watching Dhoni. Other than that, I'm not into the history of the game, I'm not in the nuances of the game, like how Anand is, and Arun seems to be a big fan of the sport. So in the discussion, he was talking about how pivotal it was 1983 for India, not only in terms of cricket, but how important it was for the country at the time to win that World Cup and the influence it had on the following generations. And this whole IPL and everything which you're seeing is a product of all that from 1983. And he traces the roots all the way back to then. And I thought this would be an interesting video for him to share what you're sharing with me off camera. And then we can dive into seeing how we can draw some parallels with this into investing, because nothing sells in India better than selling cricket. So Arun, what is it? What is it about 1983 which blows your mind?
Because until then, India participated in two World Cups, 1975 and 1979. India didn't cross the group stage in that World Cup. Nobody believed in India in 1983 World Cup, but they came out with the trophy, and couple they inspired generation of cricketers like Sachin and many others. Like in share market, many will be thinking about investing in stocks. So seeing a successful person and investing in stocks, how does that make a difference?
Well, I do agree on one thing. There are moments in nation's life, in each individual's life, and the world's, as humanity, as a species, our lifetime itself, where these pivotal moments set a impression on us and changes the trajectory of our future. And we seem to go down a different road thanks to that event. And I do agree cricket is one of those things in India. It was, before 1983, cricket was not a very popular sport as much as it is today. India's national game is not even cricket.
It's hockey.
And it still is hockey. Though we spend billions and billions on cricket, and the masses enjoy cricket far more than they enjoy hockey, but hockey is still India's national sport, and that hasn't changed. So it shows you, in a short span of time, right, from 1983 to now, which is probably around 40 years, how a sport has dramatically changed and shaped a nation. This is true in terms of investment. If you look at the Sensex, in 1979, it was at 100 points.
You did a video also.
Yes, and today it's well over. That's also 40 years. And if you see, it is phenomenal, the kind of growth we have seen in both. You can see the parallels in it. When the Indian people start believing in something, the Indian people invest into something, it can have a transformational effect, not only for them, but for the whole country. And we start having a ripple-on effect through the whole world. Like how Indian cricket is dominating the world, now Indian companies are dominating the world. This is all due to the simple fact of investing. And I do see parallels between the World Cup 83 and India's future now. We did have many hiccups. Like after the World Cup, we had many down years. Immediately, we did not become overnight. Every match we were not winning. We won the World Cup and then we struggled, but we had confidence. What the World Cup gave us was, it gave the country confidence in that we can do it. You know, till then we were not taken seriously, like you said. Post that, we were taken very seriously.
And while sending the team, they just thought that it is another tour. Everyone was thinking that it is a world trip rather than World Cup trip. But when they came out with the trophy, nation turned towards cricket.
Correct. As always, at that moment, majority of the Indians really didn't follow it, really didn't care about it. Yes, now looking back, we paint it with a nice brush and we make it all rosy and sweet. But at that moment, majority Indians couldn't care less. And only the die-hard fans were following it. And it was the first tournament of that sort which was lively telecasted, and we saw it on TV. Now we look back and we say everyone was watching it.
Were you watching it at that time? Did you have TV?
No, we did have TV, but I was not watching it. My brother was watching it. Anand was watching it. Anand was always, I think since he was born, I don't know what is his with cricket. He's always been a fan. I think it's my...
Do you remember any moments from the World Cup which you have seen?
No.
Okay.
Because,
have you seen the newspaper in that time?
No, I've seen the replays, of course. The famous replays. You know, a couple days batting, the bowling, then winning moment. Yes, those I've seen. I've not sat and watched the entire match. Not like you. I'm not someone, because I've never was into cricket. Believe it or not, I only got into cricket much later. It's like how you're getting into investing, right? Like you're getting into investing now. After I left school and I finished college, my brother's influence grew on me more and more. I started following cricket. My brother and my father were the ones. I didn't even know the rules of the game. Like how you do not know the rules of investing. You're completely clueless. I was absolutely clueless. I
Do you
didn't
follow
even.
any other sports other than cricket?
Yeah, I was following all of the sports. I was following American football. I was following soccer. I was following basketball.
Okay.
But cricket was not there because it was just not there in my circle. And all that changed after I was sitting with Anand, and Anand's influence on me grew and grew, and my father's influence when I left boarding school. So it made a tremendous difference, and it was something which we could bond over.
Okay.
And it was something I could relate and understand, and he could find something for us to talk about, like how investing is for a lot of people nowadays. A lot of people spend a lot of time talking about investing nowadays. Like me and my brother spend a lot of time. Me and my nephew spend a lot of time. Why? We and you talk about investing a lot off camera. We talk about investing. So I understand why cricket is what it is. Same way I can understand why investing is what it is today, because I do see younger generations in your group wanting to learn investing. But the problem is, imagine India at the time when we won the World Cup. That time itself, it was considered a killing of the game, because Test cricket was considered the real game. 50-over matches and 60-over matches were considered to be adulterated. And Anand always kept saying Test cricket is the real game. Now Test cricket is nowhere. I don't think. Do you follow Test cricket as much as you follow?
I follow
all of them.
No, only India's matches.
Only India's matches. Maybe all Test matches also you sit and watch.
No, only highlights.
Only highlights. If you had time, would you watch?
No, lost the patience.
See, you've lost the patience, and that is happening in investing. The more I talk to your generation about investing, gone is the patience of like Warren Buffett saying, I'll put some and I'll wait for 5 years. I'm like, I don't have time for this. Okay. Tell me what I can do like T20 style. I want 1/6 balls I have. Tell me how I can hit sixes. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Yes, you do see those odd batsmen, a bit of luck, a bit of talent rubs together, and they hit maybe 5 sixes, 6 sixes. Okay, one time. But you don't see them doing it consistently every over, hitting 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Okay. They get out. In T20 also, once so much of over is bowled, there's no point preserving your wicket. Even you'll see the commentator saying, what's he saving his wicket for? There's so many batsmen waiting. Yeah. You should just throw it, just swing at it, go for it.
They say that if you don't hit 140 or 150 strike rate, you should get down on the next batsman.
At least he'll come and have a swing at it. He'll have fresh feet, fresh eyes. They'll say all kinds of things. But this is not true in investing, because the trader will want you to do that. The broker will want you to do that, because you have the next investor who has got money in his pocket who will come and swing. Okay. He doesn't care if you lose it. But if you lose all your money, you'll be suffering.
They'll make the profits.
They don't care. For them, it's entertainment. They're making the money and it's entertainment for them. Clearly for the broker and everybody to see hordes of young people like you come borrowing money from helter-skelter and throwing it behind some and taking. Yes, some random guy might win. They'll point at him and say, see how brilliant he was. And the next trading cycle, that guy, same brilliant guy would have lost all his money. They won't talk about him. They'll talk about the next brilliant guy. You see this in sports too. You see a lot of T20 talent coming. Maybe 10 years ago, a lot of guys who were supposed to be the breaking talent, but they never made it anywhere. Yeah. That T20, if you saw that season, there would have been a lot of young kids who came, who were the future of India, they said. Okay. And if you take and analyze and see, majority of them never got anywhere. Very few became Dhonis. Very few became millionaires and crorpatis. Okay. This is the same true as investing. But if you are consistent and you're slow and you take your time, you may not make crores in one day or in 1 year or 2 years. But if you're consistent, unlike cricket, you can choose to play the long game. In cricket, you don't have an option. If you signed up for T20, you have to play T20. You cannot say, go and stand T20 crease and say, I'll play test match. Okay. That too, the original test match was unending. The new version is 5 days. Yeah. Before the original test match, what Bradman and all were playing against England, the Ashes series.
Until the 20 wickets go, you should play.
They'll play. Matches will last weeks. Okay, so it used to go on forever. As long as you can keep batting, they'll keep bowling. So, if you look at it like that, you can pick how long you decide to play on the investing crease. And you should stay invested and try and play as long as you can, because there's no reason to give up your wicket. Okay. And as long as you don't give up wickets, you can keep piling on those runs. Because in investing, run rate doesn't matter. It's only your ego. Okay. Right. You never ask me, Warren Buffett has made $80 billion, sir. How many days did he take it? You don't
70
ask.
years-
You don't
70 years.
ask. You don't care.
Yeah. We see only 80 billion.
Yeah, you only see the 80 billion. And that's the honest truth about investing. So every one of us can be that successful in investing as long as you're willing to be patient. The more patient you are, the more you earn.
Okay.
And the toughest thing to do is not to flash. All great batsmen finally get out because they get bored and they get frustrated. You see bowlers doing this. Indian spin bowlers are great at it. They'll frustrate the batsman. Keep on doing doku. Finally, the guy will get irritated.
They get close to the batsman and say something and
Correct. That's how Anil Kumble took 10 wickets in a test match.
Yeah.
Test match, he doesn't have to throw his wicket, the batsman. He can bat. He can draw the match playing. But they couldn't because he built up so much of frustration. The ball is jumping and going everywhere. He doesn't know what to do. And finally, he just wants to get fed up and he tries to swing at it and it touches the one edge and then he's caught.
Okay.
Or he's bowled. So that's what you should realize. In investing, don't get frustrated. Don't go flashing your bat everywhere. Stay to the crease and play the ball to its merit. You do that, trust me, there's no problem. And like a good team manager, make sure you have a diverse team. In your investment also, you have diversity. That you have different types of investment, that you have put money everywhere and you're keeping an eye on it. Like how you need a batsman, you need a bowler, you need an all-rounder. Same way when your investment portfolio should have, different kinds of investment classes with risks at different levels based on your risk appetite. Like how you pick a team based on the condition, the country you're playing to.
So how does the captain role plays an important role? Because as a captain, we should...
Not even the captain, the team management.
Okay.
So here you're not even the captain. Captain decides only on the pitch. That's like a fund manager. But you're the BCCI here.
Okay.
You're the selector chairman. That is your job. Your job is not captain. Don't get confused.
Okay.
Captain is like the fund manager. So don't think about the captain. Your job is a chairperson. You're selecting the team.
Yeah.
The playing 11, the playing 12, the reserves you select. That is your job.
He selects the players and gives
Correct.
it to the captain.
Because that is your team. Captain is only one player, man.
Okay.
You understand? Yes, the crowds love the captain because he's the head of the team and he'll flamboyant guy and all that. But the team is won or lost based on a chairman selection of the team. The team chairman selection is poor, the team will fail. So your success and failure is based on purely on how you choose your investment buckets and how you put your money. When an Indian team wins the World Cup, you don't go celebrating the selection committee.
No.
Do you raise the selection committee and walk them around the streets and go, hey,
the captain,
only the captain.
Correct.
And you say, only give players the credit, give players the credit. Hey, but the selection team only gave the player the chance to play, man. So all this keep in mind. So the game may be looking to you in a certain way, but when you analyze it and see it, it is far more complicated. And that is where research and analysis is very important. Like in cricket, it's very important. Same way in investing also, research and analysis is fundamental. If you don't do your research and analysis, you will pick a very poor team and you'll end up losing.
Okay.
So this is what Arun brought us to today. And if you enjoy this kind of a discussion between cricket and you see some merit in this kind of discussion and helps you understand investing, we can try and do some more of these kind of videos during the IPL season on specific investment strategies, tying them to cricketing strategies about how fielding is set, how a field is set. We can draw analogies to how strategies of investing is set, draw those kinds of parallels for you. So maybe you'll be able to understand it better, how to invest and how to secure your future. Thanks for watching this video and thanks for supporting Arun's podcast. Please do put down in the comments below what you think about Arun's idea of this cricket and investing idea. Thank you.
Thank you.